Hello everyone, welcome to PA Academy, and in this video we are going to be covering quadratic equation. So we are going to be looking at what quadratic equation is and how you can solve any quadratic equation. So basically there are four main methods of solving quadratic equation, which is the factorization, use of formula, completing the square, and the graphical method. So we are going to be looking at each and every one of these with examples. So we are also going to be looking at the symmetric properties of root and every other thing that has to do with quadratic equation. So if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of this video. So in this part one of this video, we are going to be looking at the definition of what do we mean when we talk about quadratic equation. So with what I have here, says quadratic equations are equations in which the highest power of x is 2. This is what we mean. So once you see an equation like this, ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So the highest power of x here is 2. We call it quadratic equation. So if you come across something like maybe ax raised to power 3 plus bx squared plus cx plus d is equals to 0, this is no longer a quadratic equation. So this is polynomial. But this is what we are looking at when we have the highest power of x is 2. So this a, this b, and this c, they are numbers. So you can have something like 5x squared plus 6x plus 2 is equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. So the highest power of x is 2. Unlike here where we have the highest power of x here is 3. So it is not, this is polynomial. Why this 2? This and this is quadratic equation. So that's why the definition here says that it said quadratic equation are equations in which the highest power of x is 2. So it said quadratic equation can be solved in the following method. So there are, like I said earlier, there are four methods of solving quadratic equation. The first one, we have the factorization method, the use of formula, which is can also call it the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula. Although some call it almighty formula, but there's nothing mighty about the formula. So I'm still going to be showing in subsequent video, I'm going to be showing you how to derive the quadratic formula. So we also have the completing the square method, and we have graphical method. So the graphical method is one of the least methods used in solving quadratic equations. But most times some question will ask you specifically that, okay, find the roots of the quadratic equation using graphical method. So it's important for you to know the four method. For instance, a lot of people are familiar with factorization method, but there are some quadratic questions on that quadratic equation whereby the factorization, if you know the factorization method, you can't use it to solve it except you apply either the formula or completing the square. So that's why it's important for you to get yourself familiar with all the four methods. So we are going to be covering all that in this video. So that is it for the part one of this video. In the part two, we are going to be diving into factorization. So how can we solve quadratic equation by using the factorization method? So if you are yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the part two of this video.